This waitress saw a customer rush for the bathroom and had to act fast to save her life. Joan Lesser had been working at the same restaurant for decades, but on June 2, 2018, she did a shift there that she won't be forgetting anytime soon. You see, the waitress spotted a customer speeding towards the bathroom and soon realized that it was up to her to save the woman's life. Lesser was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A former student at North Hennepin Community College, she now resides in Coon Rapids, and she has been working at Crystal Cafe in the town of Crystal for over 2 decades. The restaurant is located in a strip mall and is popular for its traditional U.S. food, especially all-day breakfasts. It has even made the news on a couple of occasions. For instance, back in 2014, the eatery had to close temporarily owing to a fire that resulted in more than $100,000 worth of destruction. Owner Jim Staricha also sparked controversy during the 2016 presidential election for putting a special on the menu called Donald Trump's Border Patrol Burger. The dish featured a beef patty topped with ingredients including chipotle sauce, jalapenos, and tomato guacamole. And while he claims that it was simply designed to be a conversation starter, Staricha was criticized for the idea. But the Crystal Cafe gained attention for a very different reason in June 2018, and it was all thanks to Lesser. As a seasoned waitress at the cafe, she's accustomed to dealing with the busy breakfast rush on a Saturday morning. And it was during this period that a shocking incident occurred within the restaurant. Lesser was serving the customers when she noticed that someone was in desperate need of her help. Fortunately, she sprang into action and came to the rescue. Lesser was standing close to the restrooms when a woman hurried past her. She was walking to the bathroom pretty fast, and I thought she was going to get sick, the waitress told Care 11. And then she came out seconds later waving her hands. The woman was later identified as Tricia Sandberg. She had been dining at the restaurant with pals and enjoying her usual dish of Eggs Benedict. But all of a sudden, a piece of food got stuck in Sandberg's throat, and she became terrified. The incident was very scary, Sandberg told the Sun Post. I went into the bathroom first, hoping that I could get it out of my throat myself, but it didn't happen. So after Sandberg emerged from the restroom, Lesser spotted her in a state of panic. Lesser quickly realized what was going on because she'd been in a similar predicament herself in the past. I knew she was choking. I had choked on a bratwurst 15 years ago, so I knew the panic and the flailing signs when no air is coming in and no air is coming out, she explained. And luckily for Sandberg, Lesser also knew just what to do. Thankfully, Lesser had seen the Heimlich maneuver performed on television and has an understanding of how it works, so she immediately rushed to Sandberg's side and got behind her. And then she wrapped her arms around the customer and made an abdominal thrust. When that didn't work, Lesser tried again. I could see the panic in her eyes, the waitress told Care 11. I knew she was choking, so I spun her around. It was 2 Heimlich maneuvers, and then she spit it out and was gasping for air. What's more, Lesser's quick-thinking actions were effective, and the food became dislodged. Sandberg could breathe again. I'm just glad Joan was there and that she could tell something was wrong, Sandberg told the Sun Post. The 2 women subsequently shared an embrace after getting through the ordeal, and Lesser then headed to the bathroom to take a moment for herself. Then, when she stepped back into the restaurant, most customers didn't even realize what had just taken place in front of them. It happened so fast that 90% of the cafe didn't know what just happened, Lesser explained. Yet, although it was a worrying moment for them both, Lesser still had work to do, so she returned to waiting tables, while Sandberg began finishing her meal. We just gave each other a hug, and it was the middle of a busy rush, Lesser told Care 11. She went back to her boyfriend to eat her breakfast. Lesser had clearly acted calmly when she saved Sandberg's life, and yet the waitress later admitted that she'd been shaken up by the incident. It was definitely an emotional experience, she said to the Sun Post. Honestly, I thought I'd be the one to panic and waste time calling 911. Thank God I acted so quickly, and it was over so quickly. I was shocked. Afterwards, Sandberg expressed her gratitude for what Lesser had done for her. That was the most frightening thing ever, and I know I scared the heck out of myself and her, Sandberg admitted. For that, I am sorry. And Sandberg added that while she won't be giving up her beloved Eggs Benedict, she'd take smaller bites and be more careful when it comes to chewing her food in the future. This was actually the first time that Lesser had ever seen a customer choking or used the Heimlich maneuver. And while many patrons hadn't even noticed her life-saving actions as they unfolded, the story was soon picked up by local news stations. Then a couple of weeks later, during a Crystal City Council meeting, Lesser was given a Chief's Award by Police Chief Stephanie Revering, who is also a Crystal Cafe customer. Because of her quick thinking and reactionary skills, the Crystal Police Department and City Council would like to recognize Miss Lesser for her brave efforts, Revering said. Meanwhile, the waitress admitted that she was nervous about having her photograph taken, but she explained that she had been encouraged to accept the honor because there is so much horrible news today that people want to see something good. What took place at her restaurant made Lesser realize the importance of having medical knowledge, and the waitress now plans to receive training in first aid and CPR, and hopes others will be inspired to do the same. Lesser learned the hard way that a little know-how can go a very long way, and she's mightily relieved that Sandberg lived to tell the tale.